It's time for the rundown. Tune in as Amelia and Lori amuse you with their guilty pleasures, share the unsung promo hero of the week, and help decipher all those impossible text acronyms.
All right. Hello and welcome to episode 61 of the rundown. I'm Amelia Madl with Promo Corner, and joining me as always, my co-host, the lovely and talented Miss Lori Bolton of Totally Bamboo. How you doing, Lori?
Good, Amelia. Happy Friday.
Oh, TGIF, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes. And I was home this week, but it still felt like a week.
This week and last week, they've just been extra. We'll just leave it at that. It's been extra.
I hear you. Help us.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I'm trying to get my thing over here. But you know who else is extra, but in a good way? Our buddies over at Coasterstone. They are our show sponsor today. So Coasterstone promo has original absorbent Coasterstone celebrating 40 years.
It's amazing.
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 Their unique decorating process keeps the coaster absorbent, but also clear for messaging. The coasters can be used to tell a story, share a message, show appreciation, not just a logo. And car coasters are perfect for car washes, service centers, car dealerships, car detailers, dry cleaners, insurance companies, safety messaging, and so much more. Think, what do we want the driver to see when they are in the car, but also service the purpose to keep the cup holder clean. Full color decoration and no setup. So head on over to coasterstonepromo.com. And David and Nancy sent me these. Did you get a set of these as well?
I did. So I took mine out, Amelia, because I'm using them. But I wanted to highlight what I love about this is the branding on the back. So your customer's information, you have this whole area where your customer's information can go. So maybe you don't want to put a website on the car coaster and you want to put it on here. They are branding on this little insert card inside. So super cool. I love.
I love it. So I was waiting till they were the sponsor. So I've been holding these, like just staring at them. I do have car coasters in one of my cars, and they're just generic ones that I think I picked up at a trade show, but I've been dying to put these ones in my car so that I can have branded ones. And David, I might need another set because I have.
You know what? Me too, because
I have multiple cars. I need more of these.
This is going in the new Tesla as soon as we get done recording. This is going in. So I have two. I just opened these up this morning. They've been in my desk because I wanted to, because once they're in the car, they're in the car.
Yep.
So I love.
And these are really nice too. This is the full set one. I just took this one out of the box, but I have one in my living room right now. I have one on my desk. And even when they do get wet, because, you know, the only reason to use them are really when your cup is sweating. And sometimes when I have a cocktail and it has some ice in it, it'll sweat. So I set them on here and it doesn't look all nasty. Like, even though it absorbs the water, you don't have that like weird water line that you would. So thank you, David and Nancy.
Can I show what else we got, which I love?
Oh, yes. I already used mine and I don't know where they are because I've been using them.
You guys, we got our very own rundown playing cards. Like, look how cute these are. We have our own deck of cards. I absolutely love this so much. Nice, beautiful packaging on the box. But yes, these are gonna go in the game box. Again, I've been waiting to put them in there because once they're in there, they're there. So thank you so much for our goodies. So excited to use all of this goodness.
I know, and I don't know if mine are in the camper. I honestly can't remember where they are right now, but I know we use them. And so that's the good thing. I'm using them and sharing them. Okay, so Lori, you were home this week, but what else have you been up to since we talked last? What's going on?
Okay, so since we talked last, I know we an episode dropped this morning. We're not always that coordinated where we film and it drops, but I am 100% 1 month into my 500 hours of Pilates training. And so Saturday spent 12 hours, I should say the weekend, 12 hours of training, and we focused on mat classes. And Joseph Pilates, who past, I believe in the 60s, but invented this whole thing. And it was for World War I when vets were injured, and he would use their beds and the springs on their beds to help with rehab. This is how it all started. And then the reformer was birthed. So super fascinating. Saturday, midday during training, I started feeling yucky, Amelia. Today is my first day that I'm feeling like a human again. So I've been fighting whatever upper respiratory thing is going around. And even though I am a health and wellness coach, I personally believe in taking what you need to take to get through the day and feel better. I'm taking some Chinese tea tablets. I'm taking Dayquil every 4 hours. I'm doing, I've upped my mushroom pills. I've upped my, what else? My apple cider vinegar pills.
Well,
my point is, like,
mushroom pills. Are you like microdosing? What's happening? I know you live in a more alternative state. Are you microdosing?
There are mushrooms, and actually in the coffee I drink, there's mushrooms too. And maybe I should start sharing some of my products that are favorites of mine. I don't get paid by any of these people, but when you go through extensive health and wellness training, you do part of the curriculum is you start to, read labels and what products are good, what products have fillers. So happy to share in the next podcast a couple of my favorite products that I use. But yeah, my coffee has mushrooms in it. That's why I'm so crazy. But my point is, so Saturday started feeling punky. I did not miss a day of Pilates, of anything for that matter. And I have to say today, so how many days is that? 5, 6? I'm like back to normal, which is a very quick, I think, recovery when you've got sore throat, congestion, sinus, like all of it, body aches. So yeah, Amelia, my week home was like, okay, Lori, you're home. And we're going to pause you. We're going to pause you and we're going to have you reset here and just, and it happens. I only get sick usually a couple times a year.
Your body was like, okay, this is a safe space. I can like decompress here. I can get cleansed here. It knew. It was like, it was time. Just let her have it. Because she's going to be up again for weeks.
Yes. Because starting next week, I'm on the road again, but I have all of my homeopathic stuff. I mean, I travel with a very small arsenal, but when it's like full blown like this, I've got all my stuff here. I'm not traveling with my Chinese tea tablets. I'm not traveling with extra mushroom pills. I do take mushrooms every day though. My mushroom pills 4 a day. So I need to share some of my favorite brands. And
we're going to have some side conversation about these shrooms of yours. I don't know about this. I don't know.
They're in capsules, Amelia. I don't know what that means either, but that's what I've been up to. I'm working my butt off as usual. And then if I can share real quickly, because I'm super honored, I was asked by PPAI Women's Leadership to speak. And now, mind you, they're only giving me 20 minutes, which is fine. I can cover a lot of content in 20 minutes, but we're going to talk not so much about work-life balance, because the fact of the matter is, Amelia, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as work-life balance. But what we can do as women, even for our men that are listening, to have somewhat of an alignment through the day, whether you're at home, on the road, and taking care of that primary food. And we'll get into that with Living with Lori a little bit, and a little bit on this. But thank you, Amelia.
And that's the first time that I get to see you in person, I think, is that trip, June. It's the last weekend of June, and that's the first time. And I also am going to be speaking. I'm a moderator and panelist, and we're talking. It'll be myself, Sarah Gashgarian Unruh, and Taylor Borst. I almost said Taylor Swift. Taylor Borst. And we're going to be talking about like personal branding, like how to build your brand and how to market yourself and be your own PR rep utilizing social media.
So good. I'm so excited. I missed it last year. And then of course, the last couple of years it was online and just, it was a different feel. I participated online, not last year. I couldn't, but I'm honored. Thank you. I know you're on the work committee, Amelia, and have worked really, really hard with all the other women to make this an amazing event. Is there still availability for people to sign up?
There is some availability today when this drops. That's when the early bird goes away. But we are getting pretty full. So I'm really excited. And we have a ton of new people joining this year, first timers, which is awesome. So we've worked really hard to really get the messaging out to a bunch of people in the industry to share, because there's a lot of newbies that aren't really familiar with it. So I'm stoked about what this year will do and be, and yeah, all the new connections and people we meet. And as we've told everybody, that's how you and I met several years ago, was at Women's Leadership. So yeah, it's a great
Sold
place.
the hotel out of Prosecco.
Yeah, make friends for life.
Can we get another bottle? I'm sorry, we're sold out. You guys took our last bottle.
No, I feel like I need one right now.
I know. Anyhow, that's what I've been up to, Amelia. What have you been up to?
So I have not been up to anything super exciting, just, life stuff. So let's see. My daughter will have turned 16 by the time this drops. So she hasn't turned 16 yet. So I'm not sure what we're doing for a party. My father-in-law had his birthday. He turned 76, and we had a huge family surprise birthday party for him. My stepdad just had his birthday and turned 73. So I actually just hung up with him. And then another exciting thing I didn't share last time. So my daughter has cheered the past 2 years for high school, and she decided not to do it this year because it's such a long commitment and they have so many practices, and she plays other sports, and she's taking a couple of college AP classes as a junior, and she was just really worried about stretching herself. So at the last minute, she decided to try out for the dance squad instead of cheer, and she made the dance squad. So I was really happy for her. They only took 10 girls. And yeah, so it's a lot less pressure, but I will be a dance mom this year instead of a cheer mom.
That is amazing, Amelia. Congratulations, Addie. That's so
Yeah,
good.
I know.
So good.
So we will see. She's never really taken dance except for when she was like an itty bitty, like 2, 3, 4, 5. I had her in like ballet and tap and all that. And I would remember I was working, and my niece was being my nanny at the time, and she would call me with my daughter screaming in the background because she didn't want to put on her leotard or her tights. And because she had a sensory thing with like the leotards or the tights going over her toe, and she would fight it. And I would just be at work like, I don't give a shit if you take her in pajamas, just get her to the dance class. Like, I don't care how she gets there, what she's wearing. I know the teachers care. I don't, just get her to the class. So she has progressed a lot this year, or over the years, so that she's doing so many things that I never thought.
So proud of her.
Fun.
So good.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So besides that, you are, I know we talked a little bit about your health and just now your shrooms, and that you're going to talk about the pie of life, if you will, for women's leadership. But what is your Living with Lori for today?
So I'm going back to primary food, people, because I have had so many people over the last couple of weeks come to me, and they're really men and women for that matter, in our industry, outside of our industry. And they're definitely not in alignment. And let me tell you, and I know everybody says, you know what? I know. I hear that constantly. I know, Lori, I know. The problem is that they have to do something about it. You can be aware, but unless you do something about it, you're still in that same cycle, right? So let's go back to primary food. Amelia, I don't know if we can pop it up yet.
Sure.
I love this. So this speaks to so many people, speaks to me. Everything in life works out in your favor once you take care of yourself. Hydrate, stretch, sleep enough, connect with your lover, eat healthy food, and take care of your mind and body no matter what. So that statement can look a couple different ways, right? Oh my gosh, thank you for throwing that up there, because that is good. You're taking care of yourself. That's primary food. You're working in your garden, I'm assuming, Amelia, outside.
Okay, I'm going to hijack this for a second. So I have to show you this. I was going to show you later, but I'll show you now. So this is the the bottoms, the heads of romaine lettuce. When you cut it and you're making your salad and you keep the stem part, if you put it in a glass, these are just juice glasses. This has grown in a week. That is fresh romaine growing out of the cup. And now I have 4, and this is double the size. So I keep them. And now I can like almost make a whole bowl of salad from romaine lettuce that is growing on my kitchen sink.
I love it. So I'm going to stick with you for this for a second, because we're talking about primary food. You're getting outside. You are, it's definitely grounding. I would assume that you enjoy gardening. Otherwise you wouldn't do it. But like, what do you feel? What do you, tell me, like, when you're outside and you're digging and you're planting and you're even putting these heads of lettuces in glasses of water and you see them grow throughout the week. Because I get great pleasure, to be honest. When I walk outside, I came home from a week and I've got buds on my trees. They're in full bloom. My pink butterfly trees in bloom. Like, that gives me such great joy. It's outdoors, the season's changing, lots of things are associated with that. Tell me, like, what you get when you're outside doing your gardening.
Yeah, well, just watching things grow. So like I'm hoping my garden takes, because we had some cold freezes and I just put seeds in. But so I'm going out every 2 days, like checking my beds that I showed last time to see like if there's little sprouts. And so they'll really be like just a little tiny sprout. But just watching things grow, just like a child or anything else, it's just very cool and amazing, especially when you see like a seed, you're planting a literal seed, like a tiny little speck, and then the next thing you know, something comes out of it. So yeah, it's amazing. And I really should get more into the science when I'm working with my kids. But the lettuce, my mom told me, and I was like, that is freaking cool. And then I did it, and I don't think she'd done it. She just heard somebody talk about it, and I was sending her pictures. She's like, I can't believe that. And I'm like, it looks pretty ghetto on my kitchen sink.
I love it.
How about these heads of lettuce and juice glasses? I was like, I'm gonna have to build something if I do this. But I'm like, think about it. If you didn't have access and you couldn't do a garden, maybe you live in the city, that's a great way to get, it's not going to feed your family, but it's pretty cool just to watch it and see it, and also have something fresh produce that has not been contaminated or touched or anything.
By anything.
Yeah,
And so
cool.
I love that. And again, just I felt today with as many people that are coming out of the woodworks, whether it's family, friends in my life, and that are like struggling, and somebody saying, oh my gosh, Larry, I'm holding, like, I need to go to the chiropractor. I'm holding at my neck. And I'm saying, well, perhaps you need to go to the chiropractor, perhaps, but like, really, what's the root cause? Because there's something else going on. And I know the story of what's going on. Right. So until we take ownership and decide to start doing things for us, it's not selfish. I can tell you that and guarantee you that it's not selfish, because nobody else is going to take care of you. Promise. It's got to be you, and you've got to make it a priority and a commitment, and don't go full speed into it going, okay, I'm clearing off my desk and I'm starting from scratch. You've got to take baby steps in order to be successful in this, because it's ongoing. So whether I've been drinking my lemon water for 5 years, it's an ongoing process, and you have to pace yourself as you start to make changes. Otherwise, it will not be successful. It's just too much. So my wish, because this will drop on a Friday, for those of you that watch it on a Friday, please go out and get some outdoor time, get grounded, try to release whatever you may be holding on to, and put it in little boxes and take it out when you need to.
Good advice. I am actually going to get a massage this Sunday, because I've not gotten one forever, and my hip has been bothering me, and so I'm like,
it's you.
That time.
Because nobody else, Ted's not going to make that appointment for you.
No, God, no.
Steve, for me, he's not going to even know. He's not going to remember that I told him that my back hurt or my hip hurt, or that maybe it's a good idea that Mother's Day is coming up and you should get a massage. Like, that is where you, all of us, need to take ownership for us. Like, you need to schedule that manicure, that haircut, whatever it is.
Yeah. And I will touch on one more thing, and then I'll get going, because we have been chit-chatty. But with what you were saying, there was an article that went out recently on Promo Journal, and it was about habit stacking. So if you already have a habit, like I brush my teeth and then I go get my coffee, so something that you want to incorporate, you do it on top of those, because those are habits. I'm on autopilot. I just do that. I could be sleepwalking. I could be, half alive, and those are the things that I do. So if I wanted to incorporate something else as another habit, I could play a podcast while I'm doing that,
Yes.
or I could, do some. Lori Moore was saying she does high knees, like she's marching while she's brushing her teeth because she's trying to get more steps in. And so that's one thing she does. So habit stacking would be a good way to incorporate some of these habits that you're saying that we should look into.
So good. And again, just pace. Like, don't say I'm going to be a new woman tomorrow and start from scratch with like 10 new things, not even 5 new things. Just try one. And see how long you can habit stack on top of what you currently are doing and maintain that. Be consistent.
Awesome. Well, I have not scarred my children lately. One, because my daughter's been gone so much, I haven't had time to really do anything. And I don't know. I don't know how much my son gets embarrassed unless we're in public together. So instead of doing a mom dit, I found that on today, when this drops, which is May 12th, some national celebrations. So every day of the year, it seems like there's something that this is National Siblings Day or this is National Beer Day. So I found a few that were relevant. So today on May 12th is National Limerick Day. Lori, do you know any limericks?
Isn't a limerick an animal? It is, right?
No, it's like there once was a man from Nantucket who did something with a bucket. That's a limerick. I only know dirty ones, so I'm not going to.
I'm going to look up a lemur.
Are you thinking of a lemur, a little
maybe
animal?
maybe a lemur.
Oh, good God. I love you, Lori.
Different in dark mode, like whatever, close the blinds. I don't know.
It's also Nutty Fudge Day. You are definitely nutty, but now you can have your nutty fudge. It is Public Garden Day, which I thought was very appropriate for our conversation. And then in terms of also talking about health and everything that we discuss, there's a long list, so I just shortened it, but it's National Hospital Day, Mental Provider Day, Nurse Day, and Plant Health Day. So May 12th, it's all around, this all kind of things around Earth Day, but yeah, lots of good stuff for us to remember.
So can I just ask really quickly, because like yes, I still use a day timer and it's proved to be very helpful for me. And we'll get into that another day, but they don't list all the holidays in my day timer, but how are you supposed to remember all these?
I don't think you need to remember all of them. I Googled them to look up what they were. I noticed on my local news channel, the morning show, they had been going through and doing some each day. And I was like, it was. There's much more than that today. There was many more than that, but I wasn't going to list them all off.
And could we make our own day, Amelia? Could we say it's the rundown day?
I don't know what, how you get a day into the official national calendar.
I'm going to check. I'm going to make us a national holiday.
We're going to figure that out.
You watch.
We're going to figure that out. You would be my hero. But until you are my hero, we have Miss Becky Heinen from Delegate CX giving us her unsung promo hero. So let's take a listen.
Hi, I'm Becky Heinen. I am the Director of Client Experience at Delegate CX. And my unsung heroes are truly the 3 Philippines admin teams that support all things for client experience at Delegate CX. So this would include our Philippines customer support team. They are responsible for being available 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. East Coast time to Pacific Coast time every single day, answering client questions, getting responses in a timely fashion, and finding resolution. My Philippines customer success specialist team, they are all things connecting our U.S. clients to our U.S. customer success managers. So they are ensuring that meetings get set, that communication happens. And then finally, our Philippines process excellence team. So that's all things in the world of transformation and process documentation for our U.S. clients. Y'all rock.
Yay. Thank you, Becky. She's great. She is also on the Women's Leadership Work Group with me, and she's amazing. So thank you, Becky. And shout out to all of the overseas people that work our hours to make that happen. And I work with a lot of clients that have teams all over the place, and I always forget, like, oh my God, it's 3 a.m, but they work our hours because they're focused on us. So kudos to you.
Amazing.
Okay, Lori, do you have any, other than the 5 million things you're doing, do you have any new guilty pleasures? I have some
my
binge-worthy
guilty
shows for
pleasure.
you.
You what?
I have some new binge-worthy shows for you.
Oh, good. I want to hear, because I am just studying, like bones and muscles and nerves, and that's my guilty pleasure right now. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I love it. I love studying. So that's my guilty pleasure and my flashcards.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you some then. So
Okay.
there are 2 shows. So one I am watching, it drops weekly. So I'm only 3 episodes in because that's all that's dropped by the time we've recorded this. So the show is called The Last Thing He Told Me. It's on Apple TV. And it is from a book. So people maybe have read the book. I had not. I didn't realize that it was based on a book. So if you've read the book, please don't spoil it for me. I think I have an idea of what's happening based on where I am, but I really want to watch it. And it has Jennifer Gardner is the star, and she had been lobbying to play this role. And then Nikolai Coaster-Waldau, I'm not going to pronounce his last name right. He's the dude from Game of Thrones that was the family that was having an inappropriate relationship with his sister. He's that dude that got his arm chopped off. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
No, because I don't like arms being chopped off. I don't.
Game of Thrones was pretty good. Anyways, he's in it too. He plays the husband. So very good. Watch that. And then the other show I found on Netflix, it only has like 8 episodes. So of course now I've already watched it and I'm dying for the next season, but it's called The Diplomat, and it stars Carrie Russell. She's supposed to be going to be an ambassador for someplace in like Iran or some very small country, but instead she gets pulled over to be the ambassador in Great Britain, and they are considering her to take over the vice presidency. But there's all this like fast moving, fast talking things going on, and she is super smart and on it. And I love those strong women roles. So those are the 2: Apple TV, The Last Thing He Told Me, and Netflix, The Diplomat.
So good, Amelia. So I used to work with Carrie Russell years ago when I was at Nike.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I have no idea how old she is now. And this is 25 years ago. So she was it Dawson's Creek? I'm testing my memory now.
It wasn't Dawson's Creek, but there was some other like teen show where she was in college because she had that big, huge curly hair.
Yes.
And now she kind of wears it more straight. But she does really good at those like spy-esque, like fast talking, smart talking roles. She's done a couple of different things, and I can't remember the other one. So check that out. Okay, Lori, quickly, because we're running out of time. So are you a football fan at all?
Yeah, but don't ask me like what the names of the teams are and where they're located.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to ask. No, just kidding. Okay. Just kidding.
I'll try.
So the NFL draft just happened, and it was hosted here in Kansas City.
Kansas City, I do know that.
So yeah, crazy. So I pulled very basic acronyms in the land of football to see if you know. I hope you do. They're pretty easy. So first one, TD. Yeah. Touchdown. If you get an FG, the abbreviation FG. Maybe I should tell you the words and then you tell me what you think they mean.
Is it like F as in Frank, G as in good?
Uh-huh.
I can't say what that means.
Field goal. So do you know what a field goal is versus a touchdown?
Yeah, they have to kick it and it has to go through.
Goal. Okay. I'm not going to even tell you. What TB is a touchback. Do you know what a touchback is?
Yes. A
I want to
touchback
hear your
is
version.
a touchback, Amelia, is when they kick it, the other team kicks it, and they kick it so good that it's in the end zone, and they catch the ball and they go down on one knee.
Yes, and then they get to take it from the 20-yard line. Good girl. I was waiting for you to say a touchback is when the quarterback smacks a player on the butt for a good job. I was waiting for you to say something like that.
That's the other TB.
Okay, well, you nailed it then. That's so funny. And we talked so long about so many other things that I'm going to skip the others. So thank you again to our sponsors, David, Glenn. You're the best for so many reasons, and we won't go into those reasons on here because it will tell secrets on me. But thank you for Coasterstone. Head on over to coasterstonepromo.com. Tell them you heard about them from the chicks on the rundown. And then be sure to comment on your guilty pleasures below. Let me know if you're watching any binges, because boy, am I running out of stuff, especially summertime. It's like slow moving. Don't forget to nominate your unsung promo hero. I can send you a coaster because David sent me a bunch of these that I can hand out. I have some extra rundown shirts. So nominate and I will send you one. And then tune in again on Friday, May 26th.
Jeez.
Time is a flying. Yikes.
It's like Memorial Day weekend. Jeez. So exciting.
You're going to have to break out the Chinook.
The Chinook, it's being prepped.
Okay. Good girl. All right. That's going to do it for us. See you next time.